Krishna and pray to him for peace and prosperity of the whole humanity. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine Avadara Varishtaya Ramakrishna Te Namah Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us bow down to Sri Ramakrishna, the embodiment of all religions, the Supreme God incarnate. Let us pray to him to lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge, from death to immortality. We have been studying Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Last time I was discussing the topic Sri Ramakrishna, the path shower of Dharma. It is very important to give topmost priority to the practice of spiritual life. And Sri Ramakrishna has set a model for all the aspirants to practice spiritual life in a methodic way. And Sri Ramakrishna has given many ideas so that we can practice them without difficulty. And Sri Ramakrishna says that the whole world is to be revered, is to be respected. The whole world, you are the citizen of the whole world. You are the child of God. All are the children of God. That concept has to be practiced in our daily life. If people take this idea and practice it, there should not be any reason for conflicts or violence or disharmony. So what is needed is practice. People accept the world with all its contents, either as a creation or as the projection of God. So, wherever there is suffering, they feel pained to see the misery of the world. Suffering is suffering wherever it is. But they only talk of showering mercy on these sufferers. We have seen many organizations under the name Mercy Mission showing mercy. There is another great prophet, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, born in Bengal, a very great prophet of the path of bhakti, devotion. His main teaching was kindness to all. But Sri Ramakrishna's approach was entirely different. He could not content himself with the attitude of mercy. The idea of mercy can never fit in with Sri Ramakrishna's vision of a deified universe. His stand is a unique revelation and an altogether new approach to God realization. The concept of Sri Ramakrishna's philosophy goes beyond the traditional realm of knowledge and devotion. Instructed by Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda introduced into this world a novel method of divine worship through service to humanity. Divine worship through service to humanity. He stressed one's own liberation and happiness and welfare of the world. They are linked. They are linked. In the pursuit of God realization, it is true everyone cannot renounce the world. The very idea of renunciation frightens many people. Why many? Most of the people. They are terribly afraid of renunciation. It is true, and Sri Ramakrishna knows it very well, that the path of renunciation is not for everyone. Everybody has got a path for him or her to follow. But then, who cannot renounce the world? Is there a way? Sri Ramakrishna has shown the way. What is it? He used to say that one should do one's duty. You are obliged, being born as a human being, to do certain acts in a proper way. A person with a family has to bring up the family and pray to God that he may be able to lead a spiritual life with self-control. Well, in our Hindu tradition, two distinct pathways are very well defined. One is the life of a monk who renounces everything. And the other one the life of a householder. And Sri Ramakrishna says that remaining a householder, one can realize God. In our Hindu tradition, we have got number of sages, rishis, the seers, who have given the noblest of thoughts, ideas, Upanishads, the sublime truth which they had realized. Practice. All these sages who had realized the truth, they were all householders. But then, whether a householder or a monk, what is needed is self-control. Where there is control, there is power. The river is running fast, in different, scattered. All its energy is dissipated in so many ways. But once you construct a dam, a bridge, you are controlling the energy of the flowing river. Then you will have tremendous energy which can be harnessed for welfare activities such as electricity and so on. In tremendous ways, you can make use of the energy because you are able to control it in a proper way. So, here also, we are having a special privilege of being born as a human being. One of the Upanishads beautifully describes this body is compared to a chariot. The soul, the embodied being, he is the master of this chariot. He is dwelling within the heart. Intellect is a charioteer. Mind is the reins. Senses are the horses. The horses are controlled by the mind, by the reins. But then, who is controlling the reins? The intellect, buddhi. And what's the road wherein this chariot is journeying? The sense objects are the roads. If for some reason senses are not controlled, you know what will happen if the horse is not controlled. It will just runs fast and simply smashes you. You'll be crushed to death. So, you must be very careful in driving the horse. That means the reins must be properly under the grip of the intellect. Everyone has got that intellect. So you must know how to hold the reins. And in order to do that, your intellect must be sharp enough. Every stage is important. If the mind is well controlled, the horses are under control, the intellect is properly holding the reins and driving the human body, the vehicle, then the journey will be very smooth and you'll be able to reach the goal. So, how it is very important to know all these facts. Simply crying, oh, there is lot of suffering, lot of misery in the world, lot of crime, violence and so on. Simply crying will not solve the problem. The only way to solve the problems confronting us today is through spirituality. That is a positive and most effective way of controlling the things. So, Sri Ramakrishna has set a model, and we have to take the spiritual ideas seriously and practice them sincerely. So, the rishis were able to have that tremendous control over the senses. They may be householders. Simply because you are a householder, it doesn't mean you must behave recklessly in your householder life. You should have some discipline. Not that all day in and day out you have to engage yourself in sexual activities. No. So, in household life, both the husband and wife should develop a good understanding, and they should have spiritual basis, and they must cherish the spiritual values. Then the whole family would be tremendously good, and the children of those parents also would be very good. So, God is available to everyone. What He wants is our true love and our true devotion. That's all what God wants, nothing else. So, here comes the practice of the value of duty. Are you performing your duty properly? In your home, as well as in your job? The duty consciousness must be perfectly followed. That's the way to purify the mind, to control the mind. So, in this context, Sri Ramakrishna has said an interesting parable about a farmer who could find time to repeat God's divine name only twice a day. It's a very nice story. You know, a famous rishi, his name is Narad. His Bhakti Sutras are tremendous aphorisms on devotion. He thought he was the most pious person because he always thinks of God and praises God, sings on God. So somehow he began to entertain that thought. He was the most pious person. And Lord came to know about it, and he wanted to show him the correct way. So one day he called him. Well, he told Narad, look, go to a certain place. And he gave all the directions where to go. And then he told, go and see that farmer, a farmer. You will see how he is more pious than yourself. That was a stunning news to Narad. He was under the impression that he was the most pious person on this earth. And Lord is telling there's a farmer who is more pious than himself. He couldn't believe it. So anyway, he got the directions and he went there. He began to observe what that farmer was doing whole day. How that he was recognized by Lord of the universe as the most pious person. And Narad found that the farmer took the name of Hari, the divine name of God. When he got up once, and then he would repeat the name of Hari when he went to bed in the night. That means while waking up in the early morning and then going to bed in the night, he would repeat Om Hari. That's all. Only twice. Finished. The rest of the day, he worked in the fields. He was a farmer, He worked in the fields. And Narad couldn't understand how such a person could be more pious than he, who is always repeating God's name and singing His glories. Well, he went back to Lord Vishnu and he told him clearly that he could not understand why that farmer was considered more pious than himself. Then the God told him, well, you do one thing. He told Narad, God is telling Narad, take a cup of oil filled to the brim and carry it around the town without spilling a drop. Just do that and come. Immediately Narad went. He obeyed clearly what God had told him. He came back without spilling a drop of oil. Oh God, I have done whatever you told me, I have done it. Not a drop of oil was spilled on my way. Then God asked him, well, how many times did you think of me? Narad said, oh Lord, how could I think of you? My mind was fully concentrated on the cup of oil. If the mind is diverted a little bit this way, that way, there would have been spilling of the oil. Thus the Lord made Narada understand how great as the devotion of the farmer, who with all his work, tremendous work he used to do in the fields, in spite of all his work, he did not forget to call upon the Lord twice. Is it not great? So, That's the thing. Sri Ramakrishna's idea of service as worship of God's work, service as worship of God, it differs essentially prevailing concepts of charity and humanitarianism. From the objective point of view, it may resemble both. All these actually consist of acts of service for the redress of human sufferings. In this respect, these can't be distinguished. Therefore, one is likely to confuse Sri Ramakrishna's worship of God through service of suffering humanity with the acts of kindness prescribed by several faiths. But in most of them, the acts of kindness merely mean a phase of right conduct for the spiritual aspirant. That's all. But Sri Ramakrishna has presented an entirely new outlook. He has stressed service of humanity with the subjective attitude of worshipping divinity as a program of a new form of spiritual practice that can independently lead an aspirant to God realization. Surely this is an innovation and a new sadhana. Sri Ramakrishna's realization of the divinity of man was the basis of his message to the world. Sri Ramakrishna actually suggested this method of worship to one of his devotees, the daughter of Mani Malik, a Brahmo gentleman who was devoted to Sri Ramakrishna. The lady used to be distracted during hours of meditation by strange thoughts. It is not easy to meditate, People sit and close their eyes. But what are they thinking in the mind? What the thoughts are coming in the mind, that determines the standard of pure meditation. Well, when she told this to Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Ramakrishna just asked her a question. Who was her pet? That lady told him it was her brother's child whom she loved most. Sri Ramakrishna advised her to love the child as intensely as she could and added that she was to look upon him not merely as her nephew but as Lord Krishna himself. See, to every aspirant, Sri Ramakrishna would show the way to realize the truth. And she followed this advice, and her mind soared to new spiritual heights. Sri Ramakrishna has shown that God cannot be realized through mere rituals, but only through love and sincerity. In Sri Ramakrishna's voice, we hear the echo of ancient prophets, and in his life we discover a new meaning of the scriptures. As an incarnation, Sri Ramakrishna is Dharma personified. As an Acharya, he is a prophet and preacher of it. For the presentation of the Vedic Dharma, he has set in motion a movement through the monastic disciples. A complementary movement has also been set in motion by his lay disciples. Through these two channels, Sri Ramakrishna plays his role as the path shower of the Dharma to mankind of this age. And this movement is more than 140 years old. The disciples of Sri Ramakrishna are spreading the message of work is worship to humanity at large. You find how the twin organizations, Ramakrishna Math, having monastic members totally dedicated to the service of humanity, and Ramakrishna Mission having lay devotees who are also carrying on the message of Sri Ramakrishna. The message is work is worship. Service to humanity is the road to realizing truth. In order to realize God, one can serve humanity and reach God. It is pointless to question where the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna are relevant, whether the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna are relevant today. What Sri Ramakrishna said is ultimate truth, and his teachings will be eternally relevant. But the important thing is how much we have imbibed from the life of Sri Ramakrishna as individuals and as a nation. It is time for us to do some self-analysis, self-introspection. Actually, today, Sri Ramakrishna's teachings are more relevant than ever before. Because never before in history was there so much selfishness as on today. That's why Swami Vivekananda declared, to be selfish is immoral and to be unselfish is moral. What we are seeing today, the lowest level regarding morality. Incarnations come only once in a while. The world cannot afford the luxury of having incarnations frequently, but their teachings remain with us to elevate us, and their lives are an eternal source of inspiration. Sri Ramakrishna has taught us practical Vedanta. Therefore, his teachings can lift us from the present morass and impasse. Swami Vivekananda organized various service activities of the Ramakrishna Mission. Today, the Ramakrishna Mission is a premier religious organization in the country. So, we should therefore think as to how the various religious organizations of common ideals and faiths could be brought together so that the available resources could be canalized more efficiently in the service of mankind. The Ramakrishna Mission, with Supreme God incarnate for its inspiration and long years of sadhana in the field of service, is ideally suited to take up the present challenge for leadership of like-minded religious organizations in the country today. So, that's the way Sri Ramakrishna has shown the spiritual path, and there is no conflict when you come to Sri Ramakrishna. There is no barrier of any kind. You belong to the world. That's all. No other label is required. No other label is wanted. Just you are the child of God, that's enough. That will take care of everything. Never forget that point. I am the child of God. I belong to Him. I am part and parcel of Him. All the beings are my own kith and kin. That's all. That concept should give us tremendous peace and joy, even while practicing spirituality. So what Sri Ramakrishna says, be sincere and develop love and devotion to God. You will surely get Him in this very life. We shall stop here. So this concludes my topic, Sri Ramakrishna, the path shower of Dharma. Chapter 36, the Master's birthday. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting on the northeast veranda outside his room at Dakshineshwar. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning. Many devotees, including Narendra, Rakhal, Girish, Baburam and Surendra, were present. They were celebrating the Master's birthday, which had fallen on the previous Monday. M arrived and saluted him. The Master signed to him to take a seat near him. Narottam was singing Kirtan. Sri Ramakrishna was in partial ecstasy. The subject was Krishna's meeting with his cowherd friends in the meadow. Krishna had not yet arrived. The cowherd boys were restless for him. One of them said that Mother Yashoda was preventing Krishna from coming. Balai said in a determined voice that he would bring Krishna with the sound of his horn. Balai's love for Krishna knew no bounds. The music went on. The cowherd boys and girls heard Krishna's flute and were filled with spiritual emotion. Suddenly, Sri Ramakrishna's eyes fell on Narendra, who was sitting very near him. He stood up and went into samadhi. He stood there, touching Narendra's knee with his foot. Regaining consciousness, he took his seat again. Narendra left the room. The music went on. Sri Ramakrishna whispered to Babu Ram, "There is kheer in the room. Give Narendra some." Did the Master see Narendra as the embodiment of God? After the Kirtan, Sri Ramakrishna returned to his room. Tenderly, he began to feed Narendra with sweets. It was Girish's belief that God himself had been born in the person of Sri Ramakrishna. Girish said to the Master, "Your ways are like Krishna's." He too pretended many things to his mother Yashoda. Master, true. It was because Krishna was an incarnation of God. When God is born as a man, he acts that way. You see, Krishna easily lifted hill of Govardhan with his hand, but he made Nanda behave that he found it very hard to carry a footstool. Girish, yes sir, I have understood you now. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting on the small couch. It was about 11 o'clock. Ram and the other devotees wanted to dress him in a new cloth. The master said, no, no. Pointing to an English educated man, he said, what will you say about it? At the earnest request of the devotees, he said, well, since you insist, I shall have to agree. The devotees were arranging the master's meal in the room. He asked Narendra to sing. Narendra sang, in dense darkness, O mother, thy formless beauty sparkles. Therefore, the yogis meditate in a dark mountain cave. In the lap of boundless dark, on Mahanirvana's waves upborne, peace flows serene and inexhaustible. Taking the form of the void, in the robe of darkness wrapped, who art thou, mother, seated alone in the shrine of Samadhi? From the lotus of thy fear-scattering feet flash thy love's lightnings. The spirit face shines forth with laughter terrible and loud. We shall stop here. Any questions are welcome. No questions? All right. We shall conclude. Tragedy occurred in India, devastating earthquake. Millions of people have become victims of that catastrophe. Well, our Ramakrishna mission has immediately started relief work. 4 major centers have been opened, and a band of monks and devotees have gone there with all equipment and things to serve them. Just now I was speaking on the subject, serving the humanity is worship, and we really do this act as real worship of God. And whatever the donations we receive for this earthquake, all the donations, 100% will go to the relief camps. So, any of you or your friends who could collect money for this purpose are quite welcome. And whatever the donations you make, you get tax exemption here, and suffering people in India get the benefit. It has got tremendous spiritual significance. Anyway, it is difficult. The more you are involved in the world, the more difficult it is to come towards God. It is true. Not to be found. He is there. All right, we shall stop. Everything has to go through proper training. Chant the name of the Lord and His glory unceasingly, that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean, and quench that mighty forest fire, worldly lust, raging furiously within. O name streamed down in moonlight on the lotus heart, opening its cup to knowledge of thyself. O self, drowned deep in the waves of His bliss, tasting His nectar at every step, bathing in His name that bought for very souls. Various are thy names, O Lord. In each and every name thy power resides. No times are set, no rites are needful for chanting of thy name. So vast is thy mercy, how huge then is thy wretchedness. Who find in this empty life one heart no devotion to thy name. O my mind, be humbler than a blade of grass. Be patient and forbearing like a tree. Take no honor to thyself, give honor to all. Chant unceasingly the name of the Lord. O Lord and soul of the universe, mine is no prayer for wealth or retinue, the playthings of lust or the toys of fame. As many times as I may be reborn, grant me, O Lord, a steadfast love for thee. A drowning man in this world's fearful ocean is thy servant, O sweet one. In thy mercy, consider him as dust beneath thy feet. How I long for the day when an instant separation from thee, O Lord, will be as 1,000 years, when my heart burns away with its desire, and the world without thee is a heartless void. Prostrate at thy feet let me be, in unwavering devotion, neither imploring the embrace of thine arms, nor bewailing the withdrawal of thy presence, though it tears my soul asunder. O thou, who stillest the hearts of thy devotees, do with me what thou wilt, for thou art my heart's beloved, thou and thou alone. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, and lead us from death to immortality. May all be free from dangers, may all realize what is good, may all be actuated by noble thoughts, may all rejoice everywhere. May all be happy, may all be free from disease, may all realize what is good, may none be subject to misery. May the wicked become virtuous, may the virtuous reign in tranquility, may the tranquil be free from bonds, may the freed make others free. May good betide all people, may the sovereign righteously rule the earth, may all beings ever attain what is good, may the worlds be prosperous and happy, may the clouds pour rain in time, may the earth be blessed with crops, may all countries be freed from calamity, may holy men live without fear. May the Lord, the destroyer of sins, the presiding deity of all sacred works, be satisfied, for he being pleased, the whole universe becomes pleased. He being satisfied, the whole universe feels satisfied.